to a NewsNation exclusive. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is stepping up efforts to uncover Iranian sleeper cells operating inside the U.S. We have a look at some of the suspects taken into custody in just the last few days. The ICE Director sharing details of the latest crackdown on high-priority targets, including Iranian foreign nationals and known terrorists. A total of 5,800 Iranian nationals are in immigration removal proceedings. Nearly 1,300 of them have criminal convictions. NewsNation's Allie Bradley spoke exclusively with ICE Director Todd Lyons. And Allie, the Trump administration has warned of Iranian sleeper cells operating in the U.S. What was the ICE director's message to the American people?
Yeah, hey, Kelly, obviously those sleeper cells, something of high concern and something that the ICE director told us Americans should be concerned about, but they should also be confident in the Trump administration's efforts in keeping America safe. Now, when it comes to those Iranian nationals, we know that ICE has arrested at least 130 in just the last week. 670 are currently in ICE custody. You broke down some of those numbers as well. The ICE director, Todd Lyons, telling us, yes, there is cause for concern with these sleeper cells, with these known or suspected terrorists. Take a listen.
We're focusing on our current counter-terror mission that we've always had. Now, it just happens to be that obviously Iran's in the news right now. And we do have a large population of known and suspected terrorists that were led into this country under the last administration that ICE is focused on. They raise the threat level because they take it serious, because of the fact that we just don't know who's here. And that's the unfortunate part. I think the American public needs to be aware. They just need to be cautious, but they need to go living their lives because they wake up in the greatest country every day.
And with that being said, a lot of people are going to be celebrating our nation's independence, the greatest country on earth, right? We're going to be celebrating. Well, we asked the director just that. Is it safe? A lot of people are going to be congregating, hundreds of thousands of people expected at some of these celebrations. And he said, yes, go live your life, do what you normally would do, but be vigilant, be cognizant of your surroundings. And he says, if you see something, Kelly, say something.
Yeah, extremely important to keep in mind. So, Allie, a lot of videos circulating that haven't necessarily told the full story, but assaults are up, we know, on agents. What is the morale like down there as they combat these assaults and misinformation at the same time?
Yeah, there's been a lot of that, a lot of misinformation coming out. We had one instance where a guy was being beaten on the ground, but the media didn't show that the man had a weed whacker and was wielding that towards agents and officers prior to those moments he was on the ground. So there's a lot of this misinformation that we're having to sift through and that ICE is dealing with. And you talk about those assaults being up. DHS says they're up over 500% since these protests and riots began across the nation. However, the director of ICE says morale has never been higher. Take a listen.
If we get out there and we show the American public exactly who we're going after, exactly the criminal threats that are in their neighborhoods and their communities, and that ICE is a viable law enforcement tool, that we're out there every day going after these public safety threats, I think that's key. I think that's key to letting the American public know. And if some media outlets don't pick it up, so be it. But we have to go ahead and counter that false narrative with the good of what we're doing. To the morale, I'd say it's never been higher. Sure, we have a lot more work than we ever had, but the men and women of ICE are sworn law enforcement officers that signed up to do a job. And, under this administration, they're allowed to do their job again.
Now, Kelly, we did also ask Director Lyons how many individuals they've arrested that have criminal convictions. He said 70% of the individuals that ICE has arrested have some sort of criminal history. Now, I asked him, Kelly, are these just individuals crossing the border and that's the criminality? He said no. These 70% of individuals have DUIs, they have theft, they have different kinds of criminal history that they are arresting. He says he is proud of that number, that 70%. The 30% are collaterals, people that are living with somebody who might be a target or wrong place, wrong time. Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely critical context there. Allie Bradley, thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.